everyone, I'm JD from Willowbound Journals, and I have got a book flip through to share with you today. So this is a book that I thrifted while I was in Melbourne, and I actually got two copies from two different places in Melbourne, which is amazing because I'd never seen this book ever before, and just randomly found two copies at two different places. So that is great because I can kind of keep one and use the other. So let's have a look at this book. So Wildflowers of Western Australia. So it's a promising cover because it's got, illustrated colour flowers. And what I'm looking for when I am looking for floral books is books with pages of illustrated colour flowers. That's the ultimate. I'm not really interested in photos of flowers or black and white illustrations of flowers. I really want the coloured illustrations. So let's go through here, and there's some smaller images, but what I really love, the bigger images here. Aren't they absolutely stunning? And there's quite a lot of them in this book. These ones will make great journal cards as well. And because it's an Australian book, I'm really inspired to make some Australian floral themed journals. I've got some other floral books that I can use and pair it with this book to make those Australian themed journals. This one is so stunning. These could be covers or pages in journals. And I know so many of you out there who like making journals like me would love a book like this as well. So that's why I like to do a flip through for you so you can see inside, and maybe you can find your own copy, maybe online. If you're really liking this book, that's why I like to do flip throughs of my favorite floral books or my favorite junk journal books, so that other junk journalers can go out and find these books as well if they would like to use them in their journals. So there are a few of these photographs as well, but they're in just the perfect journal card size that I don't mind using these ones as well. So yeah, lovely. Got lots of pages, covers and journal cards in this one book, but it's all about these larger illustrations that really drew me in with this book. But yeah, I love that I can also get some journal cards out of it as well. That is fun. I just have to decide, do I want to use them as covers or do I want to use them as pages? But there's so many of them, I can definitely use some as covers and use the rest as pages. Usually what happens is my favorite images are the ones I keep as covers, and then all the rest go as pages. But there's so many, there are actually a lot. That's the other thing I'm looking for when I'm looking for books, is how many pages are there with beautiful images. Even if it has the most beautiful image but there's only two in the book, I don't think that's worth it, getting the book, unless the book is like 50 cents. But if the book is like $10, it's like, no. So look at this one, just stunning. So let me know if you have found this book yourself and if you've used it in any of your crafting so far. So beautiful. As always, for the people on this side of the spectrum, now I refer to the spectrum ever since I shared that altered book video where I talked about there's a spectrum of people when it comes to books. There's people down this end of the spectrum who think it's absolutely criminal to cut into a book. You can never cut into any book ever. And then there's people on this side of the spectrum who are like, it's all, any book you can do whatever you want with, use it however you want. And then there's people sort of in the middle, and I'm sort of right here, 3/4 of the way this end, where I'm like, most books I'm happy to cut up and give new life if I'm going to enjoy it more, if I won't ever read it and I can enjoy it more by crafting with it. But there are definitely some books that are too beautiful, too sentimental, or too meaningful that I will never cut up. And obviously the books that I read, I'm never going to cut up the books that I actually want to read over and over again. But yeah, just letting people know, I guess, where I am on that spectrum, and perhaps you didn't know about that spectrum. I know to people who are on this side of the spectrum are shocked that there's people who exist down here, and people who are down here are shocked to know there's people over here that exist. But to know it's all good. We all have different ways of appreciating and using books. When I cut up and use a book, that is my way of appreciating it and using it, because I feel like I can enjoy it better and pass on its beauty more if I can create with its pages, as opposed to being on a shelf that it never sees anyone's eyeballs reading its pages. That was a weird way of putting it. And yeah, we're all on somewhere in that spectrum, all somewhere down in that spectrum. I guess the quarter way of the mark is the people who are like, keep all books as they are, except the ones that are going to be falling apart. The ones that are falling apart, cut those ones up. And so I kind of see it as those 4 points on the spectrum. The ones never cut up any book, cut up any book, only cut up the ones that are falling apart. And then here's me, I'm here where I will use any book except the ones that are too beautiful or too meaningful, too sentimental. And that's a very personal thing, like what it's beautiful to my eyes, it's beautiful to my tastes. And so you might cut up a book that I would be like, no, that's too beautiful. Or I might cut up a book that you might think is too beautiful. Now this page will be great for making a page in a journal. See, I love end papers of books. This one could also do it. Oh no, this one has, oh yeah, it just has to be shorter. Although some people like including that. I wouldn't mind keeping that. Or I'd keep the whole thing, but I'll just cover the name. So these pages make wonderful pages in journals that can be written on. Love it. All right. Thank you so much for watching, and feel free to share as well where you sit on that spectrum. It's really fascinating, but always be respectful to where anyone sits on that spectrum as well. So hope you enjoyed this flip through. Love, love, love. I do intend to still film a video sharing all my favorite floral books in one video. I love going onto YouTube and searching for best floral books for junk journals and seeing what different creators have, different crafters. And then I try and like Google them to find my favorites from each video. So I haven't done one with all my favorites in one video yet, I don't believe. So at one point I'm going to do that. All right, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. A big, huge special thank you to my beautiful patrons who supported me in the month of February. Thank you so much for believing in me and supporting what I do here on YouTube and with my journaling courses and creative workshops. You mean so much to me. If you would like to become a patron, there is a link down below in the description box, and that's where you get access to all my journal making videos from start to finish, plus behind the scenes updates and announcements. Depending on your tier, you also get access to every single one of my digital kits over on my Patreon, plus mail sent to you, whether it's a printable kit or a happy mail or a journal or a paper pack. Super exciting. If you want to become a member, just click the join button as well, and that lets you become a member of my YouTube channel.